Recording in progress.
Come on, do all of this.
Stopping in, we've been tapping in. We ain't never late, dropping gems, we've been locking in. Now let's elevate, took L's to win, running laps again. It's a steady race, people's champ, boy, yeah, you know I've been the heavyweight. Stopping in, we've been tapping in. We ain't never late, dropping gems, we've been locking in. Now let's elevate, took L's to win, running laps again. It's a steady race, people's champ, boy, yeah, you know I've been the heavyweight.
I moved this shit out of school. Brother's tripping, man. I mean, I moved it to the right spot, apparently. What's going on, y'all? Part 2. We are now in Insomnia hour. Wake me up! Hey. Now, this week we had no Abbott Elementary, and because today is Tuesday, we're a day before the new Andor episode.
Okay.
So we're in between those two.
Uh-huh.
So we only really have 2 shows to talk about.
Okay.
But I did get a quick update because I guess I gave some misinformation about Andor last week, where I was saying that this season was supposed to be 22 episodes. Man, Pythagoras had to hit me up and was like, "Nah, bruh." Because this season's got 2 episodes left, so we're getting a 10-episode season, and the other season was already ordered, and I believe that they're already filming it.
I thought it was already at 10.
Or yeah, we got 2 more episodes, so 12 episodes, and then the next season is going to be 10 episodes that they've already greenlit and they're in production.
Okay.
So like that's where the 22 ended up coming from. I had just misinterpreted. You know what I'm saying? When y'all reach out, I listen.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we got that to look forward to.
So you don't want to do Andor or Abbott?
How are we going to do Andor and Abbott if they got no episodes?
I'm just asking.
What the hell are we supposed to talk about? We want to guess what the next
about
episode?
them before?
Yeah, last week we did.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's get to this Peripheral then.
Yeah. So what's the name of the show?
Peripheral.
No, because you said it right, but it's one of the things where like somebody asked me, they were like, "Oh, what are you watching?" I was like, "The Peripheral." Peripheral. I was
See
like,
what I mean,
right?
hate
hate this show.
Because last time I was like, "Yo, you say it because
The Peripheral.
There you go. I don't think that was right.
The Peripheral.
There you go.
That's what I said.
I believe you.
All right. Regardless of the fact they had the 5th episode, I did power through.
Okay.
And I'm all caught up on our 5 episodes. Are you also all caught up?
Yes, I am.
So like we could talk about the show like where it's at now, and you know if you want to give the kind of like the.
Well, first of all, tell me what you think, because I know last time we watched this show, you were only through the first episode, and I was already through the first 3, maybe 4.
Okay.
And you were saying that you were going to catch up, so your understanding or the impact of the show on you could be different after watching more episodes than just the one.
I feel like this show does not need to be an hour. I feel like
I agree.
I was like every episode I'm like it takes way too long to get to the stuff that's actually interesting.
I agree.
I feel like all the characters that I like in this show are not the main character at all.
Okay.
Like I like the brother a lot more than I thought I was gonna like.
I thought you was gonna like the brother.
And I think my favorite character is this is also another show. I don't know nobody's name. Bald head black lady.
Oh yeah.
Sharice?
She look like she could be from Wakanda.
Yeah, she's clearly like, you know, some bigwig in the future that's trying to kill the Equalizer.
And she's black and she's in charge. I mean, every boss has a boss, but for right now, she is the main.
She's the bad. She's the main villain.
She's the main villain. Yeah.
Yeah. Even though like there's also like this weird, the other guy that like I don't want to say controls him, but like the Willard, is that the black dude?
Oh, Wilf.
Yeah. Like he works for this other dude whose wife he's kind of like weirdly doing stuff with.
Yes.
That dude is like
while he's watching him through his eye.
Yeah. He's like a bad guy, but not a bad guy. But it's like he could potentially be a bad guy. There's like it's a lot of stuff going on.
He's a good guy who does bad things.
Yeah, or
he
like
tries to have a moral compass around it.
Does he though? Like that's the thing is like he's not very forthcoming about anything, and it's like he just seems very sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I look at him the way people look at me when they play Monopoly, when it's like they don't want to make deals with me because they feel like I'm getting over on them, and I'm like, but you're getting over too, but they're like, but not as much as you getting over, and it's like that's how I feel about this.
I want to get over on the get over.
Yeah, it's like that's not fair. I'm like, no, but like you getting paid. They're like, nope, I don't want to get.
I'm giving you
exactly what you asked for. But you getting stuff too. It's like that's how things work. But
you get what you asked for, I get what I asked for.
Yeah,
we need to play Monopoly. It's been too long.
So, do we want to take a second to come on here because like this is something that I wanted to suggest for a minute.
Okay.
So I was thinking.
You seem excited, so I just went with it.
Because like I'm glad you brought it up because I kind of forgot about this.
Okay.
One thing, an idea that I had, and something that I wanted to do. Please, if anybody's interested or think that this is a good idea, hit the comments. I would like for us to have like maybe like every 2 weeks have a filmed Monopoly game, right? And we'll have like a printed out house rules on how we play.
Mm-hmm.
People put in $100 Monopoly's game, 6 people maximum, winner takes all, and we call it.
I'm in.
I think it would be dope. A heavyweight bros Monopoly night.
I'm in.
I think it's all right. So let's go.
In.
All right. So what do we need? We need 6 people.
We need to just pick a day.
But we need 6 people, right?
Yes.
And we need they gotta come and they gotta play for real. And I think
I'm about to say, don't bring no ringers, bro. Don't bring no ringers.
That's why I would like for it to be the fans. Like I would like for it to be people like that can comment, that can write, so on and so forth. Say that they want to do it. Come with your $100, so on and so forth. You take it, you win, winner take all. And then like we could come up with our rules like ahead of time to let people know like how we do free parking, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So that way people come in knowing, because like that's the worst part is when something happens and people be like, no, because that's not the rule, and it's like need to be very clear on what the rules are.
What's the setup?
What you mean?
Like, cause I'm a stand-up Monopoly player. I don't like this. I don't like.
Are
this.
you?
Yeah. I'll sit in the beginning, but once it gets rocking, bro, I'm not in my seat. It's kind of like when you play in 2K.
I'm always
and it's getting close. Nah, when it gets close, you're like, I'm about to stand up. I'm about to stand up right quick.
I don't never sweat when I play 2K.
Hey, listen, man. I need some surrounding. I feel like the dude from Harlem Nights when he was like, I don't like no kids in the room when I'm shooting.
This is how I feel about. Man. This is how I feel about the Peripheral. That I'd rather talk about Monopoly than talk about this show.
Oh man,
it has become my background show because like it does not hold my attention the whole episode.
Yeah,
that's the problem with it. Is like I feel like if this show was either half an hour or like just at the line of 45 minutes, I'd be fine with it. But there's just so much stuff that I don't really care about. Yeah, and like the main character, like the Chloe Moretz, the Equalizer, like I kind of don't care about her either.
Yeah, episode 5 was rough.
But the whatchamacallit, when they brought that assassin in, the old man.
Yeah.
I was like this. I was okay.
The only parts for me was the old man and when she met the black girl face to face.
Yeah,
those were the only 2 scenes for me.
Yeah, because it's like the dialogue in the show isn't great.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of stuff that it's like, I don't really care about this. I don't really care about this. And it's like
the friend was super annoying. Like, just let me help you with your truck. Like, lady, no. If I was black, you wouldn't even stop.
You want to know what this show does? It explains itself way too many times every episode. Like, I feel like every episode we have a new person that they have to sit down and be like, yeah, so I get transported to the future. And then it's like, yo, we already know this. Like, why are we watching this conversation?
And then you bring in dope characters and then they're gone.
Yeah,
like I don't know.
I'm really on the fence about amputee black dude, Connor. Literally.
Oh yeah. I would like to see more of him. He's from something else too.
He's definitely from something else. But he's the type where it's like I kind of like him.
You want to know where he's from? Not to cut you off. He played Muhammad Ali in One Night in Miami.
I didn't want to watch that. Was that any good?
Yes.
Okay. I know it was up for like a lot of awards. Just never got to it. He played Muhammad Ali.
Yes.
And how did he do as Muhammad Ali? Because that don't look nothing right.
He did good. He did a great job as Muhammad Ali.
All right, I'm going to take your word for it right now. But yeah, and it's like I'm like, do I like this dude? Because like I kind of like him, but I'm not really sure. And then every time that they give him more stuff to do, I'm like, I don't think I actually really like him like that. Like when they send him into what is the game called?
I don't even know.
So we just call it the Sim. When they send him into the Sim, he like his whole he's doing like a lot of stuff, and I'm just like.
Have you ever watched the 100 TV show?
Very little bit like when it first came out.
He was in that too. But yeah, I don't know what it's called.
You just keep stomping on me.
My bad. I'm sorry. This 2 episodes in a row. I apologize. Go ahead.
It's like I read, and now I don't even know where I'm at right now because I keep trying to like pivot in the same spot. And I guess like that's what I'm trying to say is like I don't know if I want more of him. Apparently, like they're petitioning to get the other 2 people bodies or something like that.
Yeah. So, you were asking what was the name of the game, and I said I didn't know, but you said you're petitioning to get the other 2 people bodies because they want to be in there because they're trying to do more of trying to figure out what's going on. But it's just like it's too much. It's too much. I'm saving you the time. I'm not.
I already said it. How are you saving me the time of something that I already said?
I don't know. I'm sorry. He's so aggressive today.
You're aggressively raping my time. I'm reclaiming my time. I don't even want it anymore. Go ahead, talk about the Peripheral. It's okay. It's my background show, dog. Go ahead. Get your thoughts off.
I apologize.
Just go.
So I agree with you.
Don't be sorry.
You're right. You're right. It's literally something just to watch because other things are not on television. I thought it was going to be a little more interesting, only because, like you said before, it's literally a rendition of everything we've seen before. Like, rip off what you was ripping off before. You said The Matrix. You said...
So now you want me to talk Ready Player One?
Yes.
Literally, like Tron, like anything that goes... Just like the CW version
Washington movie.
Virtuosity.
There you go. So, and I've literally watched a movie like this, and I can't even remember the name of it, where they were just like, we're in the video game and you guys are not real. And they were like, how do you know we're not real and you're not real?
I'm still not 100% sure that's a real thing.
It's a real movie.
I'm pretty sure.
Anybody. Did I bring this up last time?
Before we recorded the last episode, you said, hey, it reminds me of this movie. Explain the plot to me. Listen, we searched high and low and could not find what this movie we're talking about is.
Free Heavyweight Bro shirt or a hoodie. It's your choice. All right? It's a movie where this guy is a detective investigating murders of people who go into this virtual state, right? And like you literally feel everything, and people are spending more time in this virtual state than they are in their real lives. He goes in there and he finds out that the people in there feel like they're real and they're disrupting their world. And they were like, how do you know that we're fake and you're not fake? And ultimately, in the end of the movie, they found out that their world is fake, but also the person who thought their world was real is also a simulation. So it's like, what is the real world? It was a super crazy.
Like it sounded like Blade Runner, but then like you said, it wasn't
not a Blade Runner. It was. I don't know. Figure it out. Hit me in the comments. In this movie? I'll send you a shirt.
Who's in this movie?
I don't know, bro. It's so crazy.
I'm starting to think you made this
movie
up.
When I was like, I was a teenager when I watched this movie.
I'm thinking that you made it up.
I did not make it. If I made this up, I might as well just make the movie and get a screenwriter.
No, it sounds trash. Don't watch it. Especially if it's anything like the Peripheral. Which, like, I feel like as I'm talking, I'm getting sour and sour.
Yeah, all right. So we'll leave it alone.
Which is not. It's just not awful. It's just like it's not that great. I feel like it's. You know that like when people who don't really watch TV latch onto a show, like Power is an amazing example. Remember when Power was out and everybody was like, "Yo, Power is the best show on TV," and I was like, Power's an okay show, but like there's definitely better stuff like on TV than Power. Mm-hmm. And people were just like, nope, gotta watch Power, like stuff like that. And I was just like, you don't watch a lot of TV. Like if you think Power is one of the best TV shows of all, Power isn't even one of the best drug TV shows of all time. And like you think it's like all that. It's like that's how I feel like with the Peripheral. It's like people who don't watch a lot of TV would probably be like, oh man, like it's so dope, it's so groundbreaking. It's like it's not all that.
Yeah, so I think where Power benefited is the same place where Peripheral is now benefiting, is just the fact of time and placement. Like you're literally waiting. Like the shows that we're watching right now are not on a streaming app where you're getting 8 to 9 episodes and you could just watch them on. It's a week to week basis. So on that week to week, because we've been spoon fed 6, 8, 10, 12 whole seasons on Netflix and other streaming platforms, that week to week stuff that used to be normal is not a normal feeling anymore. So it feels like forever before another episode comes out. And then like that Peripheral gets the opportunity of being before those shows come out, and it's something to watch.
You know how like
Power used to come on Sundays. If you were watching it on the app that I was using, then you would have to wait till at night when it came
Power
on.
was battling Game of Thrones like at one time, and people were just like, "Yo, Power's the best show on TV," and I was like, "Y'all smoking dust."
It was battling Game of Thrones. Who said that?
Like what I'm saying is like it was on the same Sundays as Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah,
and people would be like, "No, they Power Sundays," and I was like, "Look at the Thrones is on."
Yeah, so I watch Power in the morning, and then I would watch Game of Thrones at night because like Game of Thrones for some reason was not showing up early on the app, but Power.
No,
was.
Game of Thrones knew what it was doing. They're like, "You gonna turn on by 9, bro? I hate to break it to you."
Right.
All right, let's please stop talking about this.
He said,
like,
we have to
talk about a series finale of one of our favorite shows. Yes. I got to take the word straight out of Pythagoras' mouth. Like when I was talking to him about it, and he's like, "How do you even describe Atlanta to somebody? Like it's such an out of the box show. Like how do you explain to someone what Atlanta even is. Because it's not what it started out as.
It's a visual Basquiat painting.
The fuck are you talking about? You tried it though. You tried it. You threw it out there like it was gonna land.
It is. That's what I'm telling you. It's like when you look at a Basquiat painting, like there's so many different layers that you're looking at, but there's also room for your own interpretation so that it's double the enjoyment. The actual photo that is being presented to you, and then your perception of what you're seeing and what you're getting from the photo. I feel like Atlanta is the same way. This last episode, the series finale, I felt like was like a TV black version of Inception, and it was wonderful, and I enjoyed it a lot. I see your hand coming up.
So I think we should talk about the episode that was presented to us, what we thought about that episode, and then we could kind of go in through what we thought about it as the series finale, and then we could talk about Atlanta as a whole. Like,
first of all, I text you when I was watching the episode because there were two faces that really stuck out to me.
Yeah.
So my homie from Flatbush Misdemeanors was in there. He played Old Boy's brother.
Okay.
And remember when I was like, that girl in the pharmacy looks super familiar.
Yeah, that's the girl who does the voice of like all the black actresses.
No.
What?
She was on A Different World. She was one of the friends in the
She does the voices of like every black cartoon character you could think of.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. The fact that she was... Listen for a minute. I'm about to drop a jewel on you. All right? The fact that this episode was called... Was it all a dream, I believe, right? And Darius, is his name Darius?
Yep.
Is in this deprivation tank, and he doesn't know what is reality and what's not, and is the episode a dream or not, hence the Inception reference, because at the end, his key was seeing Judge Judy real hippie, and they never showed if Judge Judy was hippie or not at the end, kind of like in Inception, when the top is spinning, you don't see if it falls, but... the character in the pharmacy is from a different world, and a lot of the stuff that you were seeing in Atlanta was like from a different world. And in that situation, in that episode, he was living in a dream state, but not knowing if it was a real state. So are you in the real world or in a different world? Man, listen, I'm about to walk off.
I really hope that you do, because that wasn't as dope as you thought it was. Get the hell out of here. Yeah. So what she's more prominent for
Tell me when I can come back.
I hope that you don't. No, I said don't. Like, stop coming. But like, no, stay over there. But like, I want you to think about like Susie Carmichael from the Rugrats, the black girl from the Rugrats.
I know you're talking about. I'm listening.
That's her voice actor. Number 5 from Kids Next Door, the young black girl. That's her voice actor. Literally every young black cartoon character, like she is the female voice actress for those characters. And it's like, to me, she's more prominent for that. Do I think that she was put in this episode just because of what you said is like she's from a different world? Did you feel like you're in a different world? No. So
you thought she was put in here because of all the voice acting?
I think she's just someone who's in on this episode. No, I'm not saying that that's what, just like your boy, like that would be like your boy from Flatbush Misdemeanors is in this episode, because like this show is almost like on a flat earth, like a bush. It's like, no, it doesn't matter. Like, they just need an actor to play that role. What the hell are you talking about?
No. Listen, for him, I can get that. All right, you don't bring somebody iconic onto the show and it not.
She's not iconic.
Not be intentional about
She's
it.
not iconic.
The show Different World is iconic.
I don't think it's iconic either. I think it's good. I don't think it's iconic.
That's true, man.
Different World is one of the best TV shows of all time. Like, iconic. Like, it was a benchmark in television.
Yes.
It was not that good.
This brother's
A Different World is
you
not
literally
that good.
sent me a clip.
Yes.
With Kadeem Hardison and Jasmine Guy sharing a moment on a whole nother TV show that was referenced to them being on a different world, and you thought it was a gem moment.
I thought it was a dope moment. That doesn't make it iconic. That doesn't make things iconic.
I'm not saying that moment is. The show is.
Oh my goodness.
We very seldom go through this, but we're going to go through it right now.
When something is iconic, like it's a very, very big deal. Like these are moments, these are things that happen. Like the world stops and we're all watching the same thing at the same time. So A Different World was not like that.
So everybody was not watching when Ron won that money from the white kids outside of the football game, and then they tried to beat him up and jack him, calling him all types of names.
This was a very special episode of a show that you used to watch, but like the world didn't stop for that episode. That's what I'm saying, is like these things, like A Different World wasn't even on like primetime television. Like it wasn't as big as Martin. It wasn't as big as A Fresh Prince or anything like that. It was a good...
What?
Like what's the difference between like A Different World and like One on One or Moesha? They're good shows. They're not like amazing shows. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's like it's not iconic. That's like,
please.
Let me not say the Peripheral.
Please.
Let me not.
Please get in the comments on this one. Please, I'm begging you all to get in the comments on this
but
one.
like now you're doing the thing where it's like now I'm saying like Different World isn't good, and that's not what I'm saying.
No,
it was
no,
a
no,
good,
no, no.
fine show.
I'm saying like you're saying good. I'm saying iconic.
Cosby Show.
That's iconic. Yes.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Sanford and Son. Iconic.
Yes.
Good Times. Iconic.
Yes.
Like these things are like the Jeffersons. The iconic. Like these shows were like big.
Did you actually watch these shows?
Some of them I did. I used to watch Nick at Night a lot.
Okay.
Like these are like big, huge shows, like these stuff like that. But then there are also just other shows that are just like they're okay shows. Like this, you know, what's the equivalent? Fresh Prince and Martin are like Friends and Seinfeld, and Different World was like Mad About You. Mad About You was fine. People watch Mad About You, but it's not whatchamacallit. It's not these other two shows.
You try to play Different World like it was Frasier.
Frasier is an iconic show too.
I know.
People didn't even watch it, and people liked her. Like, the scrambled eggs. That's all everyone ever.
I knew you was going to do that.
Yeah,
do it
again. And scrambled eggs. You couldn't name me another character on that show not named Niles.
Yo, that is hilarious.
And I'll also go on record and say this: season 1 of Different World is ass. Like not just not good, ass. The show if you're going to watch a Different World because you've never seen it before, start from season 2. That's when it gets good. Season 1 is ass. Like not just not good, ass.
So you mean to tell me there aren't any shows that people deem iconic that didn't have a bad season?
No, that's not what I'm saying either. I'm just saying
this was an introductory episode. This was a spinoff from the Cosby Show.
I understand that.
It was going to struggle, but after that first season, like you said, it really got rocking and it stayed that way.
Do you think American Dad is iconic?
I'd never watch it.
So, like, because you don't watch it, that doesn't mean... Do you know anything that goes on with the show?
No.
So it's not iconic. Family Guy, Simpsons, they're iconic. American Dad, down here. Fresh Prince, Martin, Different World.
Nah, fair. Nah.
Different World is on the same level as Sister, bro. Or Smart Guy. Like, this is what we're talking about. Like, they're good shows. It's not the most amazing show of all time.
Said Different World is Sister or Smart Guy.
What's wrong with Sister?
You are disrespectful, bro.
Those other shows, like Sister, Smart Guy, like, they had people who...
You are disrespectful. That what?
Have gone on to do, like...
One person had a career after those two shows.
Who?
One of the twins. You never saw Smart Guy again.
Both of the twins actually went on and did stuff. They did. They had a whole. They
seen one. They had a TV show, The Game. That was it.
They had almost a whatchamacallit.
What?
Like a Mary Kate and Ashley type universe where they were doing like twin movies for like a while, like the switcheroo type bullshit. They were on Disney, but they were doing that. They had that whole thing going on, and now you gotta play like the and don't forget Roger is fucking Marcus Houston, bro. He went out to go do amazing things. Then you have Jason Weaver, who's on Smart Guy, who's Simba in The Lion King, young Michael Jackson. He's he's on songs with Chingy. You got Mo, who's doing Wild and Crazy Kids. And then Taj Mari is the sister's younger brother.
When's the last time you seen an episode of Wild and Crazy Kids, bro?
Yeah, Wild and Crazy Kids is fire. Wild and Crazy Kids is better than Different World. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Kenan and Kel or Different World?
Different World.
You're smoking bass, bro. Kenan and Kel is far more iconic than Different World. Now you're smoking bass.
Different World.
You living in a different world. I can't believe that we're arguing over this episode where this girl had 8 minutes of screen time.
Let's get to Atlanta.
Oh my God!
Like, that is crazy. That tangent was out of control.
I will stand on 2 planted feet. Did Different World have good to great episodes? Did it have a very memorable episode where Dwayne interrupts the wedding and things of that nature? Very great. They were big TV moments. The show itself was not iconic. It was good, not great. I was standing 2 toes down on that.
Okay, we're gonna see in the comments. Atlanta.
All right, Atlanta. Do you want to go through the episode of like what actually went through, even though you kind of semi did it?
So this episode, which is the series finale, is called "Was It All a Dream?"
Mm-hmm.
And this is the one time, and I don't know how many episodes where you actually have everybody in the same shots at the same time.
It's been a while
acting together. Because even when like Van was at the party acting weird and they were all around, like I feel like they weren't all in the same shots, even though they were all in the same episode. This was one time where they were really all together.
I think that's literally the last time. It's like when they were overseas and like, you know,
right.
That was like the last time that we seen them all like that.
Right. So the basis of this episode is
Darius.
Darius is going to a deprivation tank, and through all of that, all these weird tales and stories are happening. And one of his things that he uses as a reminder, which I said is, um, he imagines Judge Judy with a thumper, because I know there was like a
Just say thick Judge Judy. Why do you have to say it like that?
I couldn't remember what he said. Well, yeah, he said thick Judge Judy, which is the same thing. But I remember there was
that's his Inception totem.
Yeah, there was like a viral photo going around one time, and like, this is how Judge Judy looks underneath that gown.
I remember.
So he was like, if Judge Judy ever looks thick, I know that's not her, and I know I'm still in the deprivation tank. So there are several different moments where he's like, Judge Judy keeps popping up, and towards the end of the episode, they don't show if she's thick Judge Judy or not, so you don't know if he's still dreaming. But it's like they go through all these wild tales, like Van, Paperboy, and Ern go to like black-owned Japanese hibachi place, but they're only talking about Popeyes, which is a whole message in itself. I don't want to call him Childish Gambino. Man, what? Danny Glover.
Donald
Glover. I'm paying attention.
Too old for this shit now.
I know, right? I'm paying attention, bro. Like there's so many underlying messages that he's seen in here. Like, he's worried about the youth. Like, we're just chasing the things that they're putting in front of us on TV, and that's what we choose to decide rather on what's really good.
You're starting to get like in depth with it instead of giving like a skeleton of it first, and then we get back.
So they go through all these ordeals, and long story short, the big moment is like, is Darius still in the dream state throughout these adventures in the episode, or is it real life? At one point, he's doing this wild stuff, and they're like, yo, why are you doing all this wild stuff? He was like, because I'm still in the dream tank. And they're like, no, this is real life.
And Ern sits down, he's like, you know that you're not in the tank.
You know you're not in the tank. He's like, yes, I am. And Judge Judy is on TV. But I think it's the bigger moment and the bigger picture is like, Atlanta in a whole, was it all a dream? You know, because it was like, so much has happened since then. They had the 1 year where there was no Atlanta at all, and then it came back, and then it was like, it's super successful. People still love it. It's not what it started as, but it's still finished, genuine, and rich. And it's just like, through everything and the ending of it, it's kind of like most series when they end. It was like, it went by so fast. We grew together. We spent all this time together. Was it all just really a dream? So like the realistic standpoint of seeing something great come to an end, I guess.
I mean, the main question is, do you think it was a dream?
Yes.
Damn. Why is that? What gives you the clues that you think it was a dream?
Because I watched Inception. You know, that's one of my favorite movies, and I know.
Whoa! All right, now we're gonna go. Do you think Inception that he ended up in the dream world?
In the end?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
We never see the totem fall.
But that means
his kids never aged.
But that's because the camera cut off. That's the only reason that the totem didn't fall.
His kids never aged.
We didn't see the kids.
The kids were in the yard.
But you didn't see them. They were in the distance.
No. They never aged.
You didn't see them.
They're the same size. All right, we can't go on another tangent. We cannot do this. We cannot do this.
Bro.
We cannot do this, because this is something that breaks my heart. Because I always want to know what the end is. But I have come to the conclusion for my sanity that he is still in the dream state.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like,
make it up,
because he gives you enough things where it could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what I'm saying is like, you're very definitive. If you want to say is like, I don't know, this is just what I think. That's what I'm saying.
And that's what I'm
saying.
saying.
But like, you're being pretty definitive.
And the major
like, no,
thing for me is that in all the dreams and illusions, and
I'm not even gonna tell you what I think. I just want to hear what you get your thoughts on.
The main thing for me are the kids. Like, if all this time has gone by, they should be older, they should be taller, they should look different, and they don't. They look the same way they looked from his.
They're literally sitting down, and you see them from the back view.
Yeah, but I feel like the kid got up and ran or something like that. Like he has always in his visions.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but either way. What do you think? Do you think Atlanta was a dream, or do you think Darius was wild and he was outside of the tank?
I think he was out the tank.
You think he was out the tank?
But like, there was the moment like when they hopped in the car and he was like, check under your seats, and they all already had Popeyes,
right,
and stuff like that. I was like, damn, is this are they still in the tank?
Right.
But I think that they did leave it up to interpretation.
The one thing that did throw me was when Judge Judy walked off and they don't show her, but then you hear cop cars and stuff outside.
Oh, I didn't even hear that.
As if the car that he was in had been reported stolen, and now they're showing up because he had like, what was he in, like a pink Maserati?
Yeah, yo, the scene where he got a ride from Shorty.
Yo, oh my goodness, fam.
She was like,
don't drink that. That ain't water. She's like, open up that.
If this wasn't water, would I do this? I was like, yo, you don't need to do
Then she got off scot-free, and she was like, let me take your gun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's all his fault.
He just like,
God, this man popped him in the tank. Was like, I thought you said you couldn't roll over it. All right, so listen. All right, just to explain the episode, if you haven't, just so you know, spoilers is coming. But
you spoiled the shit out of this episode already.
Already, right? I know. I'm sorry.
Talking about,
but Darius.
I'm gonna let you know right now. You're not doing this when we talk about Wakanda. I'm gonna let you know that right now.
Oh no, not at all. So Darius continues to keep waking up in the deprivation tank. At one point, he's like in the salon with some like white ladies, and like, we're gonna have tea in the tea room because the tea room is so nice when you're having tea in the tea room. He's like, why do you keep saying tea room? So he yells at the white lady and they kick him out. He was like, it's okay, I'm in the tank.
I thought the Asian cat was hilarious. Like when he started saying it to, he was like, in the tea room, how about I get you some tea?
Right.
Right. And he showed, what is he? He's like, wake up!
It was like, I thought you could flip over there. It was like, you're not. I don't know what's going on. Are you okay? But
he's like, you only been there for
right.
I was like, yo, this is trippy.
Some of the hilarious tales that happen during this is one, Darius gets picked up by the random girl that he knows from back in the day. They get pulled over by police. The random crazy stuff happens. She ends up running off. Paperboy, Van, and Earn go to the black-owned hibachi restaurant where they also sell Lucy's wave caps candy.
I'm gonna let you know right now. There's nothing that could have kept me in there. Like, he could have had that whole soliloquy. I'd have been like, move.
Like, as soon as I walked in and I saw the candy rack, I was out of there. I was out.
No, the little table that way he had to get to the bathroom.
Yeah,
I was like, yo, not the table at my knees.
Paperboy's foot's broken because of everything that happened with the episode prior to that. But the black guy comes out. He looks like he's from the mosque, but you can't, like, I'm not gonna insinuate that. But he's just kind of thinking like,
come on, bro. Brother came out dressed like Brother Muzone.
Right.
You know exactly what I'm talking
about. Brother Muzone. If y'all don't know who he's from,
an iconic television show, The Wire,
that also had a wax season 2. But
actually, if you really go back and rewatch it, season 2 is actually not as bad as you think it is.
So, and that
season 2 is better than season 1 of Different World. I'll say that.
In the restaurant, Paperboy and them are just like, they're literally right across the street from a Popeyes that they had just saw on TV. With the whole Aunt Jemima situation, and the lady was like, "Listen, Louisiana hot." Like,
Lord, that chicken from Popeyes.
I hate seeing people singing for chicken, but we're not gonna go on a tangent again. All right, so
it reminds me of the legendary school.
Yes. So like the whole time they're thinking about going to Popeyes while they're sitting in this restaurant, and the food is like, from what they think is terrible, but it's actually really not, and it's really unique. That this brother went to Japan and studied under someone who was like at a sushi bar in Okinawa, brought all the traditions back and mimicked all those traditions. But because our mindset is so fixated on what we're supposed to have, we're missing the good thing that's right in front of us. And that brother was burned about it. He was really burned about it. He was like, if you don't cut blowfish the right way, it's poisonous. Then every time we get to the blowfish, everybody will leave. So like, that man said when Queen of Slim came out, we was packed for 15 minutes. He said as soon as the blowfish came out, everybody was like, a brother serving poisonous blowfish? I'm out of here.
So like, my thing is like, just because you went and studied and you did all that stuff, that don't mean your food is good.
No, I'm right.
And they talked about it like as they're eating, and they're like, this ain't all that. And it's like, I'm hungry for something, and Popeyes, I know, is gonna give me what I want.
It was crazy though when the napkins came out and they were like hand towels from like 3 different places. He was like, use the bathroom. The bathroom was at the gas station down the street. He was like, how was the trip to the bathroom? He's like, it was long. It was long. But I think there's 2 messages that he was trying to get here, right? And I'm not trying to overthink every single situation.
You sure about that?
I mean,
Because she's from a different world, so like Darius is kind of going to different worlds.
Listen, Donald Glover, blame him, not me. All right, so two things I get from this, right? So the one major thing is like when black people do stuff, we don't always support them. Like we try to find every reason not to support them, rather than just being on board and saying, "All right, you're doing something great, let us support you." Also, on the other hand, when black people do stuff, sometimes we kind of half do it, but then we expect all the support when we not doing it full and 100% to the point to where people can accept it.
Make it hard to support you.
And then we get mad when they don't want to support us. All right. And that's not for all black people, because we know great people are doing great things, and it's something that you can get behind. But you don't expect somebody to get behind something that you don't fully believe in or you haven't fully invested in, and then you get mad when you fall flat on your face because you didn't do it the way it was supposed to be done. Right. But we also have to be more supportive when people are trying to get that kickstart of saying like, yo, listen, I'm more than willing to not go to Popeyes in order to support your restaurant, but you got to be legit.
You got to come correct.
You got to come correct, right? Because I know the people who they said that, and he was like, the Popeyes joint recipe is not even made by black people.
No,
it's made by some Italian dude.
No, yeah.
And then he just has a black lady in the commercial saying everything's Louisiana hot, and then the one dude with dreads that gets Popeyes at the door, and he'd be like, "I got Popeyes." It's like, bro, what are we doing right now, right? So I see
Popeyes is delicious. I'm sorry, it's better than KFC. Another thing I must stand on: there's nothing on KFC's menu that they do better than Popeyes. Aside from the fact that they have famous bowls. Literally everything else. Fries is worse. Mashed potatoes is worse. The biscuits are horrendous. They're definitely worse. And the chicken's just better. The recipe for the chicken is better at KFC, but the Popeyes chicken is prepared better. It's just better all the way around. Even the mac and cheese is better at Popeyes.
I'm choosing KFC.
The only thing is why? Because you've been conditioned, you sheep, to continue to go to KFC.
Now I'm sheeple.
Yeah.
Now I'm sheeple.
You sheeple.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your outlook on Atlanta. Last episode.
So I think Atlanta does like a lot of things. I think they always have different types of episodes,
gotcha.
Right? So I think they have Paperboy episodes, which are usually very surreal. They usually involve like just him, and it's like he's always going through like a lot of stuff. Like you think about like the one where he gets lost in the woods. You think about like the one where what does he take mushrooms when they're in Amsterdam, and then he kind of like goes all the way around and stuff like that. But it's like,
and he does the scavenger hunt.
Is that what it is? A scavenger? Yeah, it's a scavenger hunt, and then like he winds up coming back to like his own body, or like he ends up being the old dude.
That was. All right, go ahead.
And it's like his episodes are like that too, like where sometimes you're just like, did that really happen, or like what did happen, stuff like that. But it's like I think Paperboy is my favorite character on the entire show, and like I feel like the way that he lets things come to him, or like the way that he processes information. Like sometimes like people say something real crazy, he'd be like, all right. And like he'll go with it, but then sometimes he'd be like, hell no, and like he's very vocal about that type of stuff. And it's like his episodes are kind of like that. Ern's episodes tend to be like a little bit more like struggle based. Like we kind of get to see like the things that he does behind the scenes, or like all the things that he has to do to make sure everybody else is good. Van's episodes
usually has something to do with family too.
Yeah, Van's episodes tend to be like a little bit more quiet until we got to that one where she was what is it, Annette or whatever, the one where she's the wild episode with the Skarsgård and like they're eating hands.
Yeah, I think for her it was like who am I when I'm not Ern's baby mom?
Yeah, and it's like some of her things are super surreal too, because like she also had like the Tyler Perry episode and like things like that. So like it's a lot of hers are just like wacky adventures for the most part. Darius is.
You say Tyler Perry episode? That's what she.
Bro, he literally, when they pulled up into his office, he went, hello. He's like, grits don't work on me.
Yeah,
I'm immune. This is the Tyler Perry episode. Come on now.
Yeah, Donald Glover is a madman.
Let's not be dumb. We know what that episode was.
He's a madman.
But Darius's episodes usually have like these connotations of like, was what I saw real, or like what's going on? Like he had like the Teddy Perkins episode is like a great example. Is like that's
on autopilot kind of.
Yeah, and it's like he gets into these like wild ass adventures, and then like he kind of just goes back into the squad. And gotta give another shout out to Pythagoras. Like he gave me like this other thing to look at where he's just like, as a finale, like in general, he's like it kind of lets you know like these last couple episodes are like where is everybody else going, and it's like Van and Ern are very clearly going to LA and like he's gonna try to expand his career. Paperboy seems like he's looking for his way out of the music industry, or like he's taking what he got from it, and he's like, all right, now I'm gonna start to do the things that I want to do because like I did rap not because it's what I wanted to do, but it's because I was good at and I knew I could make some money. And now I'm trying to do the stuff that like I actually want to do. Darius is kind of like he's gonna kind of be like he's a straggler almost, like he's always like just in situations. He kind of just keeps it moving. And this episode, I wish they would have expanded upon it a little bit more. But it's like we also get like a look of like just how lonely Darius is, where it's like, we go to like his brother's house and like he sees a picture and then you come to the realization that his brother's dead, his parents are dead, and like he really just like, what is he doing when he's not hanging out with Alan Ern? And it's like now that Ern's going to be moving, Paperboy's going to be doing whatever he's doing. Where does that leave Darius? And it's like it's a pretty surreal thing to like kind of think about when you're the one that's like kind of left out, but it's like people seem to want him around for the most part, but it's like how long can you be that guy?
Right.
And like I don't know if like you would watch a Darius show or anything like that. But obviously, I would have loved for Atlanta to like keep
he would
on going.
Be hilarious just because of the adventures he would be on.
Yeah, but it's like it doesn't. I think what it lacks is like it lacks scope.
Yeah.
Right, because it's like how does this end? Like, you know what I mean? Like, does he become like a regular 9 to 5 guy, or like, you know what I'm saying? It's like he's better. He's better in small doses.
I feel like his character is like really circled around mental health.
Yes.
And like I don't know how that works in episodes.
Yeah, I don't know either. But like I always do enjoy his character, but he's never been one of my favorite characters for the most part. But I think Lakeith Stanfield, probably more than anybody on the show, has had his star rise the most because of the show. But like in the show, Darius isn't that, because everybody else has taken this opportunity and has really gone with it, and they've blown up with it in like whatever direction that they've chosen to go to, except him. And like that's kind of true to his character, because like while he is along and like I guess you could say like he mooches or like whatever, he does not really take anything. And it's like when you don't take and you just constantly ride the wave, like that's kind of what you're destined to do until the end of time. So like as far as the episode went, I did enjoy the episode.
Definitely.
I did not think it was a great series finale, and that's what I was having while I was watching it. I kept saying, I'm like, I'm liking this episode. I was like, but as a series finale, like I'm looking for something different. I was like, I don't know what I'm looking for, but I was like, this isn't it.
I'm glad you said that.
Now you can kind of take it from there. Like, what were you looking for in the series finale?
I'm looking to be emotionally dysregulated.
Wow. Okay. Do they do that to you often? Like the show?
There's been some moments where you're like the whole camping trip, like me being in a marriage and having family and, being able to fight for the things that you love, to hold those things together. That was a strong episode for me. Like, I thought that was a really
I thought it was one of the best of the season.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty dope moment. But, like, I didn't get any of that from this last episode. You know what I mean? I feel like you almost could have replaced that episode and made that the last one, and it would have been more of an effort of closing than what this episode was, because it pulls on your heartstrings to the point to where not only is there, like, an emotional construct in the episode, but it's also something that you have to also let go of because it's no longer coming back. There was no letting go process in this episode. You know what I mean? I almost feel like I'm going to get another episode after this one because this was not it.
Maybe that's because like Darius's story as well didn't seem like it kind of came to a close, where it's like we saw Van and Ern's journey and we see where it's going now.
Right.
We saw Paperboy's journey and we see where it's going now, while Darius is a little bit more ambiguous. If this wasn't the last episode and the Goofy movie episode was the last episode, would that have been a solid series finale?
Yes.
I think so too. I think I didn't even think about moving the camping trip as the last episode, but like, yeah, I think you're 100% right. I think if that was the series finale, I would have been much more satisfied with it. And it's like, I liked the episode, wasn't satisfied with it for a series finale.
And I still believe he's in the dream state.
Okay.
We didn't see Thick Judge Judy. I mean, even the way they were laughing on the back porch, I feel like they were hysterically laughing, like You don't laugh like regular people.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could put the thing of like, one, where did he get this pink Maserati from?
Right.
You could be like, why do they all of a sudden?
Well, he said he took it from valet, but like,
yo, when he came through and straight snuffed him, like that was one of the funniest. It was real Chappelle showish to me.
Let's go.
And like, I feel like that's like how Chappelle like does it, like nigga, bye. Like,
that's trying to be a girl driving like, ease on you.
Right. Yo, that was a wild
that Mazda
to sing that song. But
no, none of the words.
But all right, yeah, you're right.
I got it.
You're right. Because the thing is, like, I was like, did I want something like more finite? Because like that's what I like. I was kind of conversing with some friends about. Is just like, did I want like this is where like I wanted a definitive like this is where everybody's going, and it's like I think that's what I wanted, but I don't think that's also what I needed. And I think like what I really needed was just like if we would have had like an extra 5 minutes on there, and they would have had a camera pan to them, and they would have been like reflective or anything like that, like just for us to like really sit in the moment like with this group,
some type of closure.
Yeah, and it's like it doesn't even like just like. I want to hang out with these guys one more time.
Are you saying Atlanta ghosted us?
No, that's not ghosted. That's not ghosted. But it's just like, if we would have just went to like that back, if Darius would have walked to that backyard, like maybe he saw he saw regular Judge Judy and realized it was whatever, that he goes back there and they're enjoying some chicken and they're just like just shooting the shit and like, talk about like, yo, remember when this happened? Right. And it's just like they don't even need to do the whole like, all right, well, we're gonna take off because we gotta take a ride to LA. Like, they didn't even do all that. I think I just wanted to spend more time with them as them, not them on another kooky adventure.
I think that's the ending.
What?
I think Judge Judy doesn't walk out. Darius walks in the back. They kick it for a little bit, and Ern looks at him and goes, "Where's that Maserati?" And they all just look at the camera. End scene.
Something like that, yeah.
Dang, sign me up. Sign me up, Glover.
I'm just saying, like, I think that's what I want. I think I wanted to spend, because like this last season, like we've just gotten a lot of like diverse episodes, and like some episodes that don't even have them in it, and like a lot of surreal concepts and things like that. And it's just like, I just want to hang out with my guys. Like, remember when we were just a bunch of broke dudes that had dreams of making it in the rap game,
sitting on a dirty couch outside.
Yeah. It's like something that like kind of comes around, and I know that like Atlanta has become so much bigger than that. So like it's tough for them to do something like that, but I think that's what I wanted. If I'm being honest with myself, I didn't hate the episode. I did not like it as a finale. That's all it comes down to. If they were to come out tomorrow and be like, yeah, psych your mom, we're doing 3 more seasons, I'd be like, thank you, coming back.
It's 3 more episodes.
Does this series finale, with it not being satisfying, change where it ranks in your like all-time favorite TV shows?
No,
not at all. It's still very high up there. It'd be real interesting if we did that one time. Like, here's our 20 favorite TV shows of all time.
That's tough, man. We watch too much TV for that.
Just this year on my TV list, I have watched 68 television shows.
How?
Just this year. We've watched that many shows, bro.
No way.
Yes,
no
yes,
way.
bro. I have it in a document. I have it in a document.
There's no way. There's no way.
Every time that I watch a show, like, I put it in the document. There were times where we were watching like 6 shows at the same time.
No
and stuff like
way.
That. I'm telling you, some of these things were real short. Like, think about like Arcane, for instance. That was a really short show, but it's like that was a show that we watched this year. Think about like Ozark, Stranger Things, like House of Dragon. Like, there's so many things that like we watched this year.
Yeah, 68 is just a crazy number.
I also watch a lot of anime too, so like there's a lot of things that are like,
you know, that's on there for you that may not be on there for me.
Yes.
So I may be at like 30.
No, you're definitely at least in the 40s, and you just don't realize it.
Dang, that's crazy. Well, I mean,
think about it like this. Every season, like there's 4 seasons.
Yeah.
You're watching at least 10 shows. That's 40 shows right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if everyone has like 10 episodes, that's only like 10 weeks. Like, you know, trust me, you've watched a lot more shows than you think you did.
That's crazy.
But I guess that kind of does it for TV.
R.I.P. Atlanta.
Yeah, man.
Donald Glover, I appreciate you. It was a fun ride.
I'm trying to think of like who's getting the most out of the show. Like, honestly, Donald Glover gets like a lot of credit for like his acting, writing the stuff, whatever. Lakeith Stanfield's star is definitely on the rise. Zazie Beetz is already on the rise. Paperboy, for being the star of the show, like, he's been in some things, but I feel like he hasn't blown up like as much. Granted, he was in Bullet Train, which I love.
I was about to say he was just in Bullet Train.
Yeah, but it's like I hope to see him go up more because like I thoroughly enjoy him as an actor. He was also just recently in a movie where he's banging Jennifer Lawrence.
What?
Yeah, what you call Hunger Games? Katniss?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. What movie are they in?
Yeah, it's like some
her
movie.
career was over. I felt like I ain't seen her in a minute.
Nah, what you call? She's been doing like a lot of like small like indie movies and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, career over stuff.
I'm gonna send you a trailer because it's wild. Where like he's banging the shit out of her in this movie. It's wild. All
right. We got Holly Shaw part 3, man.
She's out Atlanta, ATL, where the pimps and the players dwell.
Hey.